The moment that rumor exploded across Britain, the atmosphere around Buckingham Palace changed instantly. One minute, the royal machine appeared to be moving forward as usual. The next, whispers of a medical emergency involving King Charles were racing through media circles, palace corridors, and private conversations at a speed nobody could control. And what made the situation even more alarming was not simply the claim that the king had been rushed for urgent medical treatment. It was what allegedly happened behind palace walls immediately afterward. Suddenly, doors were closing, meetings were being called, phones were ringing non-stop, and at the center of the growing storm stood Prince William, looking directly into a future he may not have expected to confront so soon. People close to royal circles began noticing unusual movements. Reports described senior aides moving quickly through palace corridors. Security presence appeared tighter. Senior medical specialists were allegedly seen entering key royal locations. The silence from official channels only intensified the speculation. Because when the palace says very little, the public often starts imagining much more. And this time, imagination was running wild. Was the king's condition worse than anyone knew? Had contingency plans been activated? Was the monarchy quietly preparing for a scenario nobody wanted to discuss publicly? Inside this whirlwind of uncertainty, Prince William reportedly found himself carrying an unimaginable burden. Sources described a man caught between two powerful realities. On one side stood a devoted son worried about his father. On the other stood the future king of the United Kingdom facing responsibilities that could reshape the monarchy forever. Every hallway suddenly seemed heavier, every conversation more serious, every document more important. Advisors reportedly gathered around tables, reviewing procedures normally reserved for the most extraordinary moments in royal history. What had started as a health concern was quickly becoming a constitutional question, and those questions were growing louder by the hour. As emergency discussions intensified, William allegedly spent long hours examining materials connected to succession planning, constitutional responsibilities, and ceremonial obligations. The future was no longer an abstract concept. It was sitting directly in front of him. Every page turned felt like another step toward destiny. Every update from medical teams carried enormous emotional weight. Witnesses reportedly noticed the strain, the pressure, the exhaustion. Yet royal duty demanded composure. No panic, no visible fear, just discipline, just focus, just determination. But William was not facing this moment alone. Catherine, Princess of Wales, was reportedly enduring her own private struggle while maintaining a calm public appearance. She allegedly understood exactly what was unfolding around her family. Behind every smile stood concern. Behind every public engagement stood uncertainty. She had 3 young children to protect, while simultaneously preparing for the possibility of becoming one of the most important women in the monarchy. It was a balancing act few people could truly understand. The responsibilities of a mother collided with the expectations of a future queen, and neither role allowed room for weakness. Then came a moment that insiders describe as especially significant. A highly classified message reportedly arrived for William, carrying instructions that immediately altered his schedule. Personal plans were canceled, special meetings were arranged. Senior advisors and government figures were waiting. The prince's reaction was said to be calm, but decisive. No dramatic display, no emotional outburst, just a quiet acceptance that events were moving quickly and that history might already be knocking at the palace gates. The doors to critical meetings reportedly closed. The outside world was left guessing. And behind those closed doors, preparations accelerated. The monarchy's machinery shifted into another gear. Something important was happening. The question was how important, and nobody outside those rooms seemed to know the full answer. Then came the phase that transformed palace anxiety into something even more dramatic. The preparations were no longer theoretical. They were becoming real. Behind closed doors, Prince William reportedly immersed himself in constitutional procedures, royal traditions, and succession protocols that had shaped centuries of British history. Every portrait hanging on palace walls suddenly seemed to carry a message. Every story from previous reigns felt less like history and more like a warning. The future king was allegedly studying not just how monarchs ruled, but how they survived moments exactly like this. The pressure was relentless. Every ringing telephone sent a jolt through his body. Every approaching aide triggered fears that another devastating update had arrived from his father's medical team. Yet despite the emotional chaos, William reportedly continued presenting a calm face to the world, concealing the growing storm beneath a mask of discipline and duty. As William wrestled with the possibility of a new era, Catherine was undergoing a transformation of her own. Palace insiders allegedly noticed her taking on responsibilities normally associated with far more senior figures. She wasn't simply preparing for future duties anymore, she was already behaving like someone expected to help guide the monarchy through uncertain waters. Public appearances became increasingly important. Every smile, every handshake, every carefully chosen outfit sent a message of stability. But behind the cameras, the reality was far more complicated. Catherine reportedly spent countless hours balancing official obligations while trying to preserve normal life for her children. She understood that history might be moving rapidly around them, but she also knew her family still needed warmth, reassurance, and protection from the endless rumors flooding social media. That dual burden became one of the most remarkable aspects of the entire situation. Meanwhile, another fascinating development was unfolding quietly within palace walls. As attention increasingly shifted toward William and Catherine, observers began noticing subtle changes in the balance of influence surrounding the monarchy. The spotlight was naturally gravitating toward the next generation. Advisors, planners, and officials appeared increasingly focused on the future rather than the present. And according to speculation, that changing dynamic created difficult emotional challenges for Queen Camilla. Then came the image that ignited another explosion of headlines. Cameras captured Camilla looking visibly exhausted after a tense internal meeting. Her pale appearance and weary expression immediately triggered a frenzy of theories. What had she seen? What had she heard? Was it simply fatigue? Or was she witnessing changes unfolding far faster than anyone anticipated? The public had questions. The palace had silence. And silence, as always, became fuel for speculation. Finally, the moment everyone had been waiting for arrived. Under the watchful eyes of the world, Prince William stepped forward and delivered what many interpreted as a defining speech. But rather than focusing on fear, illness, or uncertainty, he allegedly chose a different path. He spoke about continuity, stability, service, duty, the future. His words carried the weight of responsibility while projecting confidence at a moment when many desperately needed reassurance. Then came the surprise announcement that sent another wave through the crowd. William revealed that Princess Anne would play a key advisory role moving forward. The decision was instantly viewed as both symbolic and strategic. Anne's reputation for loyalty, discipline, and dedication made her an ideal figure to unite generations of the royal family during a sensitive period. The response was immediate. Applause echoed. Commentators praised the move, and for the first time in weeks, the narrative began shifting away from fear and toward unity. Yet even as public confidence started returning, the deeper story remained unfinished. King Charles continued receiving medical care away from public view. William and Catherine faced a future filled with responsibilities unlike anything they had known before. Every decision now carried greater consequences. Every appearance attracted greater scrutiny. Every step seemed to pull them closer to a destiny that had once felt distant but now appeared unavoidable. And perhaps that is what makes this entire story so compelling. Not the rumors, not the speculation, not even the emergency itself, but the image of a family standing at a crossroads, uncertain of what tomorrow may bring, while trying to project strength for an entire nation. Because behind every royal title are human beings confronting impossible pressures. And as London settles into another evening beneath its grey skies, one question continues lingering over Buckingham Palace. Was this merely a frightening health scare that accelerated preparations? Or was it the first unmistakable signal that an entirely new chapter of royal history has already begun? Only time will reveal the answer.